Progression with the Ugarte deal from PSG for Manchester United. An update on the Jaden Sancho situation, which was yesterday, and what happened at Carrington. Updates on Willie Kambwala as well. Interesting ones there. Plenty of other stuff to get through on your Saturday morning update, everybody. Welcome along, FUTV Army. Thank you for joining us on this early Saturday morning show. Hope you're all doing fantastic. It has been one crazy week at United, and it continues through the weekend, I'm sure. We'll have everything covered here on FUTV. As always, make sure that you hit that subscribe button to make sure that you miss out on no content coming out about Manchester United. All your updates are right here as well. Give me a like on the video as well, guys. Come on, let's get over 500 on the video this morning. Let's not be greedy now. I know everyone's just waking up and calming down after the week that was, which was pretty mental for Manchester United, wasn't it? It was one of them, like, hold on to your hats. Every day there was news coming out. And it continues on to the Saturday. Interesting rumour and update on Kambwala coming up in a minute. But I want to start with Manuel Ugarte and our man Nick Semeraro. Are important, let's just say, a contact. So not so much a contact, but someone who has broke quite a lot of news this summer. Talking about the situation with Ugarte. It got completely overshadowed by what happened with Jaden Sancho yesterday, but an important tweet went out on an update with Manuel Ugarte and where Manchester United are at right now. It is all thought that Matthias de Ligt on Monday will be a Manchester United player. So everybody's moved past the Xerxes. Even the Xerxes unveiling didn't get announced by Manchester United yesterday. I'm pretty convinced that was because Jaden Sancho pictures were leaked out, and they did that first. Nothing wanted to be overshadowed. We literally would have had an unveiling of a player completely overshadowed by Jaden Sancho. But just before that, the news that came out about Ugarte was that Manchester United now are back in important talks with Manuel Ugarte, moving this deal forward to the next stage right now. Manchester United see this as a priority. There's loads of updates going on around Casemiro right now. Issues with contract talks and wages with the Saudi Pro League teams. He definitely sees himself as moving away from Manchester United. He does want to play and want to stay, obviously, at United, but in reality, he knows where he's at. Manchester United are pushing forward with Ugarte. Now, Ugarte was rumoured to be not a high priority for Manchester United, according to The Athletic. Some would say that the board were split on the deal on whether Manchester United should actually go forward with it. Is he the right type of profile of player for United? Well, it was affordable simply because we haven't committed to Amrabat. There's a small update on him as well, actually, this morning. We'll get into that as well as we go forward. But it was thought that the board were split on Ugarte. The news coming out from the other side, from France and from Uruguay, is that this deal is moving forward fast, but nothing will happen significantly in terms of player and big news-wise, safe like we've had with Xerxes and like we've had with Matthias de Ligt, until the Copa America third place playoff has been played, which is going to be this weekend. So that's where we're at with Ugarte in terms of the communication side of things and everything going down with what Manchester United are doing with the deal in terms of a bid and things like that. That's nowhere near further on at the moment. United are talking with PSG on the fee. That's where we're at, because we know the player is not a problem again. We've already talked about that. The issue that we've had is the fee, and then the communications between both clubs. Then you've had the board split with, actually, is it worth spending this amount of money on Ugarte when we already have players in place like Casemiro and Amrabat. Now, Amrabat, apparently, Fabrizio Romano has said, is going to be decided at United, and Amrabat ends next week. So there's a lot going on next week at Manchester United. It's going to be another one of them ones, I think, guys. Again, yes. So on Monday/Tuesday, we're going to probably find out about De Ligt and Amrabat, their futures, what's happening with Casemiro, and obviously the Copa America will then be finished, and Ugarte moves forward from that point because United will have made a decision on all three of the midfielders in the mix right now. We know that Neves is gone. That news has been cleared. United are talking to PSG again to see if we can actually get the right deal financially for the football club in place, and then make a decision around Casemiro, Amrabat and Ugarte. It's what's the name right now with Manchester United. It's sort of in the balance completely with all the other deals going on. Like we've said, we've got so many offers on the table it's hard for United to fully commit. But the worry is that we do get stuck with just CASEMIRO. Amrabat doesn't get a deal, and we don't get Ugarte because we're having to bid more for all of the defenders we're looking at. Where does the priorities lie with Manchester United? That's what you've got to ask, and that's the issue right now in terms of things not going... Well, they are going fast, aren't they? They are going along very, very speedily, everything with United right now. But you can only do so many deals at once. It's interesting, like I said, why we didn't announce Xerxes yesterday. But the update on Jaden Sancho is, again, from CASEMIRO, is that Manchester United are still looking to sell Jaden Sancho. They still want him out of the door. And it's just a process. It takes time. Manchester United's valuation of Jaden Sancho has proved a problem and the obstacle for most clubs bidding on him. They wanted to bring him back into the football club and just integrate him back in so it looks like a normal scenario. We had the big debate last night talking about this. Everybody giving their opinions on what they think. We just need to let this one breathe and move along through the summer, I think, because United, according to most sources, are still looking to move Jaden Sancho on this summer. So that really is what I thought was happening. It was just a bit of a shock to see him back at training after everything that has been said this summer. So, yeah, in terms of Sancho, in terms of Ugarte, full updates on them have come out from Nick CASEMIRO over the last couple of days. It just got completely overshadowed by the carnage, which was us all seeing Sancho. Xerxes coming through the door, waiting for that. That's where we're at with Xerxes. We know where that's at. We know where Sancho is at now. He's back in training. Let's see what happens through the summer with that. Even if he goes on tour, I think it's Manchester United trying to add value to Jaden Sancho. In terms of Ugarte, it all depends on CASEMIRO and Amrabat this week. Manchester United are talking with PSG to make sure that they're ready to pull the trigger if necessary. And that really is why we're at the stage where we're at right now. Copa America will be finished, and next week is going to be an absolutely huge week for Manchester United going forward with the midfield side of things. De Ligt will be announced very soon after the weekend because he wants to head out on his break as well after the Euros. He is just hanging fire right now before any decision is made and everything is cleared. So that's the scenario we're at with them three players in particular. There's a worrying rumour going around about Willy Kambwala this morning as well, to where he is off to Villarreal. Manchester United looking to sell Willy Kambwala to Villarreal. That came out of the blue completely. And really, can you blame someone like that? Someone like Willy Kambwala in this situation with yesterday Jonny Evans signing a new contract. We're looking at 3 other centre-backs. There's no news or updates on Lindelof or Maguire yet, but we're hearing that they are going to be sold if United do proceed with other signings. Willy Kambwala is going to be down 6th, 7th on the pecking order. That's how the young lad is looking at the situation right now. That's how Willy is. I mean, you would, wouldn't you? As a young lad there, you're looking at this like you've been offered a 1-year extension, but you're not going to play. You're definitely not going to play. If United's plans all come off, you can't take a chance either as Willy Kambwala on waiting around to see if the plans come off either. You have to just see what happens with your side of things, if there's anyone else coming in. Obviously, we've heard that Villarreal are interested and United are open to the sale. They feel confident that they're probably going to get their centre-backs in if this is the case. This is where Manchester United are at this morning with Willy Kambwala. Again, I think it's going to be a pretty crazy weekend leading up to the Euros final tomorrow. And then Monday, it's just going to take off completely. So, really, when you look at it, the centre-back situation, we've had Jonny Evans sign yesterday. That's all sealed. He's in. That's our extra defender there. You've then got Willy Kambwala waiting around. You've got De Ligt waiting to come in on Monday to sign his deal and get off on his holidays and get everything out of the way so he can have his break. And then leading into the midfield area, let's not forget we've got Lenny Yoro and Branthwaite holding on as well. Them two players want to get into United, and United want to bring either one of them in because they are they are ready to go into pre-season fully. So you've got De Ligt and Xerxes needing to go back out on holiday, get wrapped up. I don't think there's as much of a rush for the likes of Branthwaite and Yoro. United are obviously trying to get a verdict out of the players and the clubs necessary for them too, but they can come straight into Manchester United not needing a break and be on the pre-season tour. So you've got them two waiting there, Willie waiting in the wings, Jonny Evans has signed, De Ligt's waiting for Monday to sign his deal. And then you move forward to the midfield section. CASEMIRO verdict is needed because we need to move forward with Ugarte. Amrabat alongside that as well. His decision is coming next week according to Fabrizio Romano. And everything else thrown into the works there with the younger lads coming through. Obviously, there'll be a lot of them birthed in the pre-season tour and through all of pre-season going forward. It's an interesting sort of cocktail right now with everything that's happening. I think they're in full control of it. I think they've got everything in play and pieces on the board where they need to be, United. And it's a case of pulling triggers all the way down the line. There's so much going on, but the reality is that United have got the players in place. They've got people in the boardroom area, in the structure that know what they're doing. Omar Barada has just announced on his LinkedIn page this morning, and it is today that he starts his job. Officially, he has put it on his LinkedIn page. He is now Manchester United's new CEO. So Omar Barada's in this weekend as well. So he'll be arriving. I'm probably having a walk, I don't know, maybe walking around Carrington this weekend. He will officially be in and about as a normal working day on Monday. So everything in place. And interesting to see what his start is like. Has he got any input? Has he been spoken to regarding all of these signings? He is the right man to have in place to deal with this melee of issues. Well, not so much issues, but transfer situations going on right now. I'd be interested to see what his thoughts was on Lenny Yoro and where he goes there. He's had experience in dealing with this type of situation before. Obviously at Manchester City with multiple finances at his disposal, but obviously in charge of making sure that they stay in line and not overspend. Because it is a business model. He was brought into Manchester City to manage the money, basically, make sure that the contract situations, that the players and the fees that were spent on the players were all in order and everything was in place properly to make sure that they looked like they were sustainable within what money they were bringing in. Yeah, we know that it was corrupt in getting to that stage, but they brought in the right man to make sure that that was managed well. And now Manchester United have that themselves. And with so much going on, you just feel a little bit more confident that we've got someone like Omar Barada in place and everything ready to go with these deals, that Manchester United can get this done quite quickly. Obviously, we've got the game on Monday against Rosenborg as well. So pre-season is moving along very, very fast, very quickly, and Manchester United are on the button, ready to go. Ugarte talks are important. We need to make sure we've got the fee. We need to, because we've seen before, haven't we? We've seen that Manchester United have been ready with the bids. I'm just looking at a deal here right now. Actually, we have a full-on update from Fabrizio Romano here on Willy Kambwala. It is done, apparently. Villarreal are closing in on a deal to sign Willy Kambwala from Manchester United. Understand it will be a permanent transfer for a fee around €10 million for the player born in 2024. That's in Romano's words. The deal also includes future buyback clause for Manchester United. I'm going to have to just look into this one a little bit more. Let's just see. I'm going to get some more details out of this one. Yeah. The deal also includes a full buyback clause for Manchester United. Final details, then here we go soon. Willy Kambwala is leaving Manchester United. That is official. Fabrizio Romano has just broke that while we're live, guys. So Willy is gone. Signed, sealed, delivered, whichever way, locked and loaded. Manchester United have sold another player, and all of a sudden we are recouping a little bit of money. Is that a good deal for a young player like Willy Kambwala? Could we have got more with nothing on his contract? You probably look at €10 million with a buyback option as a good thing. Definitely. It's an interesting one on where that came from, because he was seen as a up-and-coming player that Manchester United wanted to get behind at one point. But this is official. I'm just double-checking the account and everything for you guys right now. But, yeah, it is official. Willy Kambwala, €10 million. Here we go. Manchester United have sold the young academy centre-back. That will be 100% profit as well for Manchester United along the financial fair play rules. Now, what does that do to Manchester United and what we can spend going forward? in the window now again. This all goes to the coffers, to balancing the books. Basically, you look at that there, how that deal is structured, I don't know. Whether or not Villarreal have had to bid and pay everything up front, I think that probably will be the case for that amount of money. No one's really going to structure that one, I don't think, but there could be that case. But still, you look at it and you go, that's 10 million. That's basically covering the first initial payment for Joshua Zirkzee. That's going towards an extra bit of money to Jarrad Branthwaite, something like that. Like, he knows where he stands. We were talking a minute ago about him seeing Jonny Evans sign a new deal. United in for 3 centre-backs. Maguire and Lindelof not moved on yet. There's a case there, like Willy Kambwala, with the minimal games that he had last season. We're going to get more for Willy Kambwala than we will selling Victor Lindelof. It's crazy. It's absolutely mental. But United are making moves. They're making big moves here. That's 2 academy graduates sold in one summer for the fee of around about 18 million euros in Willy Kambwala and Alvaro Fernandez, who have not really featured for Manchester United at all. Sparingly, Willy Kambwala, yes. And Alvaro Fernandez, good business from Manchester United, I think. Both of that is 100% profit. Added to that, the fee that we got from Borussia Dortmund for the loan of Jaden Sancho. And then you're talking over 20 million euros recouped already without anyone really significantly being moved on. So not bad business for Manchester United. They're moving in the right direction very quickly. That there goes towards what Manchester United need. And you know what? It's like I said, it's that extra bit of money to get a Branthwaite over the line. Talking to Ugarte this week, is that enough money to then buy Amrabat just to secure another midfielder in at Manchester United ready? All of these situations start to go around in your head and you go, do you know what? At least Manchester United are operating in a way where they're sort of covering themselves. You could easily just use that money. I mean, would you be happy using that money just to secure Amrabat, to get an actual midfielder in, a squad depth this season? Is that important for you right now? Let me know in the chat as well, guys. Let me make sure that you get your comments in as well. I'm going to do a little spell now. May just run this morning show a little bit longer just to get your initial opinion on Willy Kambwala, guys, as well. So we are not selling Lindelof or Maguire, says Gabriel. I think we are. I think these are just further down the line. I think United are moving on players that they can get out the door quickly. Because the noises that were coming out and everything that was being said, that United are looking to get players in first before they move other players on. So significant players in first against significant players moved on, you could say. And they would be the likes of Lindelof, Maguire, first team players, first team regulars over the last few years. Obviously CASEMIRO, they're looking to bring players in. They need to make sure that CASEMIRO can be moved on. And he's going to go before they move on Ugarte. I feel deals like this, they just help out in terms of getting Amrabat signed or something like that for me. Maybe they'll put that towards the budget for Jarrad Branthwaite. Oh, there's Everton. There's 60 million. You just don't know. Like, would anyone have had a problem if we'd have put Willy Kambwala in the deal for Jarrad Branthwaite to get that over the line? I know a lot of people like Willy Kambwala. He had a great game against Liverpool, still raw, still unproven. If you've got a 21-year-old there in Branthwaite, who is ready to go and experienced, does that make more sense? That's how you probably look at it, I feel. I think you've got to look at it that way and go, Manchester United cannot really wait around too long for a certain number of players to come to their full potential this season, because we have to move up that table. We have to get back up there and competing again. And it's important for Ineos financially, as well as Manchester United in terms of like sponsorship deals and things like that. Obviously, we'll start losing out from Adidas if we're not in the Champions League. But you've got to look at everything and put it all together and go, package-wise, this works for Manchester United. And I think Willy moving on with the buyback clause, sensible work for Manchester United. That's a good deal, because if he does hit it off in Villarreal, it's like a bonus loan, isn't it? So United will have a buyback clause of a similar amount. They've got the money in to spend now. They'll have more money by the end of the season. If Willy does turn out to be a world beater at Villarreal, first refusal, in you come again. He could be that player that comes back to United. Say, for instance, if Euro comes in and then wants to go to Madrid a few years down the line, Willy comes back in fully developed. I know it's a bit like futuristic and love story and everything like that. Fairy tale story, not love story. Fairy tale story, and Willie comes back as Euro goes back. You know what I mean? But surely you've got to be thinking like this as a Manchester United executive or Manchester United director. In talks and communications, like for instance when we're saying that Dan Ashworth in that whole recruitment meeting, so many decisions would have been said. So they would have probably had a list of players that they needed to make a decision on. Him, and him. I'm sure Willie Kambwala was in on that list as well. And now a decision has been made for Willie Kambwala. He is out of the door. So, yeah, you've got to look at it and go, definitely the right moves for Manchester United and definitely organising themselves ready to attack the rest of this window. I feel like this weekend being over, all international tournaments out of the way, pre-season fully starting, as in everybody is back in Europe into pre-season, apart from the international players. Friendlies going on, everything. This is when we're going to have it. Like we thought last week was crazy. I think we're just going to have to hold on to our hats for the week coming, because I think this is going to be absolutely mental. Does it have a sell-on clause as well? I think it's probably a good deal. I don't know deal yet. I'm looking for more information. Fabrizio is the only one reporting this at the moment, so a few others will probably jump onto this now and we'll get some more information through the day. In terms of where we're at with the content, I'm going to run this one on a little bit longer, a bit of a longer morning show today, because the next video is going to be like a mid-afternoon video. No midday video today. It's going to be more mid-afternoon because I'm out later on. So we're going to do a afternoon one with an update of everything that's going on with Manchester United. I'm sure there'll be plenty to talk about then as well. It will be fully interactive with you guys as well. Let Maguire stay because he is better than Branthwaite. I don't know. We got to sell Maguire now. I'll let him go for free. We're losing him either way in the next 2 seasons. Do you want to lose him this season for money and get someone else in? Or do you want to lose him for nothing and lose the player we could have got in this summer and have no one? That's the conundrum with Maguire. He's not getting a new deal. Berardi will not give anyone over the age of 30 a new deal. I'm sorry. And Maguire is heading that way. He will be sold this summer, I think, because of that. And I'm saying that because Berardi is coming in, Dan Ashworth, and the way that they are thinking, they have to move and make money. They're not going to want to lose out on deals while they're there to be had in this important summer. Can they get all the work done? I don't know, is the question. Willie has potential, but so did Tuanzebe. True deal. And we know how that turned out. So all round, the right decision for United and the player. Wish him all the best. Are you impressed with this deal? Let me know in the chat right now. Willie Kambwala, 10 million euros. What do you think? Is that good business for Manchester United? Let me know right now. I'm going to end that original poll about Sancho. 66% of you still think United will sell Jaden Sancho. I'm going to put a new one up right now. Just excuse me. Bear with me a second. Good deal for Willie, basically. That's just wrong, that, isn't it? I can't say it like that. I just need to get the correct spelling for Kambwala, actually. Let me just see. Just 1 second. Let me just work this out. I don't want to make an absolute balls up of this one, so bear with me. Let's get this in the poll because I want to know what you guys think, because not many people are on this. Let me just go on this right now. 1 second, guys. Right, okay. Poll is up right now, guys. Let me know, is that a good deal for United, selling Willie Kambwala? Get your opinions in. Let me know in the poll. Let's get that poll up. Let's get plenty of votes in there. 7.5 in the room with us early doors on a Saturday. Thank you very much, everybody. Give the video a like if you think that's a good deal for Willie Kambwala. If you think United are doing business. Everything is moving very fast with Manchester United. United doing great business selling Big Willie. The buyback clause is smart thinking. United in the past would have sold him for 3 million. Yeah, I mean, that's probably one of the most expensive academy player sales that we've had in a long time. Willie Kambwala, 10 million euros. Buyback in case he does well over there in La Liga. I think that's important business for Manchester United. Very good business, I think. And I think sensible in the way that Manchester United's centre-back situation is working out right now. Evans will be gone after this season, 100%. I think he's not got another year in him after this one. He's good for 20 games this season for us. Interesting to see what happens now with Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire. Them two, I feel, need to be moved. Do you know what? It's like this week looking ahead now, you're looking at both De Ligt, Yoro and Branthwaite, finding out who Manchester United are getting out of them three, how many of them three we're getting. And I think we're going to start hearing, we have to start hearing news on Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof, and if they're actually leaving Manchester United as well. If we sell Kambwala and keep Lindelof and Maguire, it's a shambles, says Gabriel. If the buyback clause is something like 30 million, we might get a really good centre-back back at that price in 2 or 3 years. It could be, yeah. It might not even be that much, Fish C. So, yeah, I see what you're saying there. It is sensible, isn't it? Adam, I think we'll have a HWG on De Ligt on Tuesday. Here we go, that meaning. I've already said I think it's all sort of moving towards Monday. Here we go. Everything is agreed. Apparently, to Nick Semeraro said it the other day, De Ligt is taking a huge pay cut from what he's on to join Manchester United. There's no way that he is going anywhere else. He's definitely leaving Bayern Munich. Manchester United and Bayern are now extremely close with that agreement and the fee for Matthijs De Ligt. And going forward, it will all be finalised this week. He will go on holiday, and then we'll see him probably after the players return from the Manchester United American tour. So that's where we're at with De Ligt. That will definitely happen, and it will happen next week, probably Monday. It's an okay deal for Kambwala, I guess. If we have both a sell-on and a buy-back, we're good. I don't know if there's a sell-on yet. We're looking into information on that one. We'll probably have more of that later. Please don't put buyback clause in Sancho deal, says Robert. In an ideal world, Kambwala to Nice on loan would have been perfect, but for the UEFA ruling, yeah, I understand what you're saying there, but United do need money as well. And if we can recoup some money from this, then it's definitely a positive for Manchester United going forward. Because, let's be honest, we have got plenty of centre-backs at the football club right now. And he's just not going to get the opportunity. He's not. We know he's not. And he needs to progress. United have done sensible business in making sure that they can bring Willy Kambwala back, I think. And I think, you know what, you've got to look at it and go, United of old probably would have been way behind in this situation. We were nowhere near where we are now on the old regime. Like, think of how much has been done. The people that are in place, the coaches, the players and the deals that have already been done. We've already made one signing in Joshua Zirkzee. We're now moving players on as well. Obviously, Sancho's back. That situation has been dealt with for now. And maybe we'll see later down the line. But at least there's no drama. Do you know what I mean? There's zero drama at Manchester United right now. The only dramas are us reporting on good, positive things going forward. Sancho's in. There's no animosity anymore. Ten Hag is happy. Moving forward, Manchester United can sell Sancho this summer. We've got bids in for 3 significant centre-backs. We've already bought a centre-forward. We're selling young players for decent money who are unproven on the big stage. It's great business for Manchester United and really, really positive right now. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm buzzing with what's going on at the football club right now. We're getting decent news every single day. Left field yesterday for Jaden Sancho, completely left field, but still, you've got to look at the positives in that, like I said, no drama, and United, according to sources, are still looking to sell Jaden Sancho on. It's just going to take a little bit of time. And while it's taking time, what would you rather have? Players training and no one rest in the dressing room and at Carrington, better footballing environment, or the carnage of isolated players, everyone falling out? I mean, it's like you've seen the pictures of him with Rashford yesterday. Everything seems happy. I don't know. If Rashford's performances are going to go up because his mate's back in. Like, it all went off for Rashford last season, didn't it, when Jaden Sancho's issue came about? So, you don't know. You don't know how it's going to affect anything going forward, but still, you've also got to look at the positive side and all of it and go, it just looks organised, doesn't it? It looks organised. We have got other offers in. We're talking about Scott McTominay and people coming in for Scott. Like, it's clear that Scott McTominay is going to be a hot property in the transfer market this window. But again, we cannot move on Scott McTominay simply until we find out about Casemiro, Amrabat. I think we need to bring a midfielder in. I think, like I said before, fees for the likes of Willy Kambwala will go towards buying Amrabat and at least getting a body in. Someone who we know can do a job for us. Cheap. It has to be a cheap deal for Amrabat, otherwise it's not worth it. I think United will go all in on Ugarte. We're talking early doors that Ugarte is definitely... Ugarte is definitely being spoken about again. United have opened up talks. They need to get him in. They need to make sure that they've got an agreement in place ready to go, because we are very, very short in that area. If Scott does go and United accepts a bid, I think they'll bring Amrabat and Ugarte both in instantly if Scott McTominay goes, regardless of whether Casemiro leaves. Scott McTominay is 100% profit if we sell him, and Ugarte and Amrabat, I feel, will both be purchased by Manchester United. Permanent deal for Amrabat, and also Ugarte coming in at the right price. Just checking through headlines here as well for you now, guys, just to make sure we're covering everything. You got Rawls with a super chat. Thank you, mate. Love that. Your 10th super chat on the channel. Fantastic. Cheers, buddy. Casemiro seems to be the next large piece of business. I think they take next week to sort through Saudi offers. Hopefully they can get 40 to 30 million. There are a lot of reports going around about why Casemiro won't go to Saudi. There have been issues. That was the first set of talks. Now we moved on to the second set. Like the super chat says there, like you got Ross, it is a case of him negotiating his own deals as well. So yes, 900 in the room with us, guys. The likes are very low. We've got breaking news, early doors on a Saturday. I think we deserve more likes than this, don't we? We're aiming for 500 for the early morning show today. We're running the early show a bit more. We're giving you guys more of a chance to get your opinions across on the news that's coming across this morning, that Willy Kambwala has been sold for 10 million euros. Where does that money go? How does that help Manchester United? So, yes, we're giving you more of a chance with this. We will be back later this afternoon. We're not doing the lunchtime show today. We're doing a later one on a Saturday. We're mixing it up a little bit on the Saturday. Just to give you guys a chance to go out and actually enjoy your day. But we'll be covering everything that breaks anyway through the day, so don't worry about that. Make sure you get your likes in and do hit that subscribe button so you get the opportunity to get involved on channels like this when the news breaks, because when it breaks, I give you guys the chance, which I am doing now, going right into the chat to have your say. Okay, I believe McTominay will go. He is at an age where he has to play every week. I think there is improvement in him if he plays every week. They will be at the right level, I think. I think United expect more. Let's see how Collier does in pre-season. We might not need Amrabat. See, this is where you've got to look at it as well. Like, Collier is well... he's not so much well... He's well liked at Manchester United. Erik ten Hag made a point of being at his unveiling as well. So you've got to look at everything moving on with the midfield and possibly another young player coming through. Collier is an excellent player, by the way. And, oh my God, right. We have an update and more breaking news on Ivan Toney, guys, as well. Christian Folk has just come out and said that Ivan Toney wants to join Manchester United and his agent has already informed Brentford. Wow. Okay, if this is like Christian Folk, well respected again. Massive name, obviously covers a lot of German football. I'm just going to double check the account now to make sure that this is legit. Yeah, besides the transfer of Joshua Zirkzee, Manchester United is interested in Ivan Toney, striker contract till 2025. So yeah, we know he's got one more year left. Toney wants to join Manchester United. Brentford is already informed by the agent of the striker. Massive news. That's huge news coming out live right now. Like, what is going on in the world? It's absolutely crazy right now. I'm going to have to put Toney on the thumbnail as well soon. So as soon as we go live, like, everything is just going off. Ivan Toney wants to move to Manchester United. Apparently, Christian Folk said that Brentford have already been notified that United are in for this deal. What the hell? Like, United must be selling a massive chunk of players. For all of the targets to actually come about, we've got Sky saying that Manchester United are buying 3 centre-backs. Fully on in 3 centre-backs. Bids are in for all of them. Like, you don't bid for all of them and then jump out. So 3 centre-backs. They want Euro, they want Brentford, they want De Ligt. They want Ugarte, which we're talking about this morning, with talks going on with him for midfield. I don't know what's happening with Amrabat. That decision is going to come next week. We just discussed whether Collier could come into midfield as well. But now we're hearing, after Xerxes has been brought in, that Manchester United want to bring in Ivan Toney as well. That is a definite. Manchester United want Ivan Toney. Absolute craziness right now on what's going on with Manchester United. I said this weekend could be a big weekend. I said it could be one of them crazy ones. But yeah, it's turning out to be an absolute mental one. We're not going to hear anything more on Toney. I think word's just going out that Manchester United are interested. That's fine. No problem at all with that. In terms of what's happening after the Euros next week, again, I think United will look to move quick. They did it with Xerxes. If they are going in for Ivan Toney, then it will work exactly the same way as it did with Joshua Xerxes. Player in, player settled, medical, agreements in place, and he goes out on holiday as his break. There's a lot to do for Manchester United next week, it would seem. And I just feel like it's hard to take in. Like, how much of this is... like, every single story that's come out with United this summer, it's been completely different to everything else that we've seen before. Every single story has been genuine. And there has been something to it. It just feels so much different. It's so different right now with United because of the stories that are coming. It's like Euro. It's like, yeah, it's just another net. But now, bang, bid goes in and it's accepted. It's like, okay, right, De Ligt. Yeah, no, we can't take that serious. We're not going for him as well. We're not going to go in for another bid for Brentford. Bang, bang, deal. In place, United negotiating. Xerxes through the door. What didn't want to come to United. United go in. Pay what they want to pay in the structure that they want to pay. Player in, medical done. Kambwala out the door, gone. And now we're talking about Toney. Honestly, if it goes the same way as Manchester United have been operating this summer, then expect some significant news on Ivan Toney after the Euros final on Sunday. Next Monday, I don't know if there's going to be much going on because United are playing, obviously against Rosenborg in the afternoon, but I tell you what, the rumour mill is going to be absolutely rife with reports next week on Manchester United. Ivan Toney in at Manchester United. Christian Folk, they want him and Brentford know it. 40 million is the price tag. He'd literally be cheaper than Xerxes overall in terms of the deal if you add on the agent's fees as well. That alone is just mind-blowing right now. What about the midfield? Oh, God, there's so much happening. You know what? Quickly, just want to go back to the midfield area. You're talking about Ugarte and whether or not it's worth the deal. Would you take Collier coming through, Amrabat coming in, CASEMIRO leaving, and money being spent on Ivan Toney rather than investing into that midfield more? That's what I want to know. Is it more important to get a Toney in or make sure that we solidify this midfield? How desperate was Ten Hag and how worried was Ten Hag about that striker situation? Manchester United are lacking goals. Lacking goals big time right now. And we need more firepower. Whether it was a system that was wrong and the players not getting enough service, whether Højlund is good enough. There's all sorts of debates going on right now with Manchester United as to why we're not scoring a lot of goals. But it just looks like we're looking at trying to get strikers in right now. The one department that I really think we struggled in last season is the one that isn't really having enough news right now. So is there going to be something significant happening in that midfield? Is it all based on what happens with CASEMIRO? Is that where we're at right now with it? I mean, get your comments in, guys. I'm right onto it now. Let's see what you're all saying on this one. Fullbacks and midfield needed especially for Europa rotation. There's more coming in there. Kerwin says games are won and lost in defence and midfield. Midfield is more important, says Kian. Toney is trouble, says Grumpy Git. Solidify that midfield, says Barbara. I think you're right on that one, Babs. I think we definitely need to get that done. But yeah, it's an ever-changing world at Manchester United in the transfer window right now. And I think everyone is just taking a bit of a breath as to what's actually going on. We can't be talking about Højlund not being good enough now. After the money we spent on him last season, I think Højlund is good enough. I think there's real potential in Højlund to be a fantastic striker. And Ruud van Nistelrooy coming in with the possibility of all of these strikers coming through the door now, you look at it and you go, wow, okay, we are going to be a completely different outfit going into next season. Get a partner in midfield that is going to play week in, week out with Menu, says Staffo. Glass left backs and average right backs, sort them too. Remember when we said at the start of the season there's a lot of work for Manchester United? At the end of last season we said there's a lot of work for Manchester United to do this summer. Good God. Good God, like what is actually... I didn't expect it to be this much, did we? We didn't. And yeah, it's a crazy... Honestly, it's like I need to double check that there's actually nothing else actually going on right now, because I feel like every time we reload everything there's more news. Yeah, there's a lot of the aggregator accounts as well, and the likes of X, that are not even onto the full news regarding what Christian Folks has just put out as well. It's everywhere right now. I can't believe how much has broke in one morning. So, yeah, weekends count for Manchester United, part of the working week. Omar Barada is in the house. Willy Kambwala has left the house. It looks like Manchester United want another striker. With talks have opened again with Ugarte. Amrabat and Casemiro decisions next week, alongside Scott McTominay, which apparently is a bid coming in for as well. We've got Fulham, we've got West Ham, we've got Everton, all interested in Scott McTominay. There is interest abroad as well in Scott McTominay from Turkey. It could be a full-on bidding war, and we know why Manchester United are acting this way. We know why. We know what we need. But it's all because of the structure. It's all because of everything that's in place at the football club now that this is actually happening. So, Kambwala is a future star, says Beanie. Darrell says, if McTominay is going to Fulham for 25, I'll take him myself for free. You can taxi him down there, Dazza. The problem is Toney's wages, and where does Xerxes play if Sancho is staying as well? Too many questions. I don't think Sancho's going to stay. This is like, you brought Xerxes who's going to work across the front line, left, right and centre. That's what's been said. Not an out-and-out number 9. He can play everywhere. Sancho, I don't think he's going to stay because of that. If you bring Toney in, you can wave bye-bye to Sancho easily. And United must be confident about getting rid of players. When you look at the player out lists and what we've got to sell, you look at Casemiro, you look at Scott McTominay, Jaden Sancho, Mason Greenwood, Victor Lindelof, Harry Maguire, 6 players there. If all of these targets come in for Manchester United, I feel have to be sold to finance this. That's how I think United are going to be working, unless we sell someone significant. And the only players of significance are Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. That's what we're dealing with right now. We just had a mega super chat in from Nubian. Wow, absolute legend, mate. That's amazing. £99 super chat early on a Saturday morning. Now that's a present and a half. I have to say, hats off to you, my friend. Wow, absolutely mental. Thank you so much for that kind donation, my friend. Mega. Splash the cash. He wants to spend like Manchester United do. Unbelievable, mate. Thank you very much. Love that. And you have gone to automatic legendary status as a FUTV subscriber, hopefully, mate. And hopefully still a member as well soon. I love that. Amazing stuff. Thank you very much, mate. Toney was visibly disappointed with Southgate at the Euros. What's going to happen with Erik ten Hag if he doesn't start? I mean, all if buts and maybes with it. It's the quality that you've got to look at. Nubian, hopefully you can get another comment in as well, mate, on that. Thank you so much, buddy. Where players play is not a problem. It's a squad game, remember. Think of all the competitions that we will be in. I would love to sell Bruno. The money from that would be incredible. Would be incredible. Let's get them likes up as well, guys. Let's get over 300. We're almost there, guys. I said I only wanted 500 this morning. We've done an extra long show for the morning show. It isn't your quick fire update one this morning, simply because we are moving on Saturday to a later afternoon show. But I've just got a feeling that I'm maybe back before that with the way that this day is going. So, yeah, stay tuned to breaking news all the way through the day, it would seem, today. Craziness going on right now with Manchester United. But to round everything up, and where we're actually at, then you look at this morning, we were talking about Ugarte and talks moving on. Sancho will still be sold according to sources. You then had the news that Willy Kambwala has been sold by Manchester United, and he is moving to Villarreal, €10 million, with a buyback option in place for the Reds. Then we found out from Christian Folk that Manchester United have informed Brentford that they want to buy Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney has said he wants to move to Manchester United. So all of that news happening today is absolute craziness. Yes, it is. Oh my God. Nubian, we have an absolute legend in the house, guys. Honestly, blown away right now. We've never seen anything like it. He's just donated another 99 super chats. You are on a different planet, my friend, and I am beyond appreciative, honestly. No one ever needs to do anything like this, but it just goes to show the love and the community we've got here on FUTV. It just feels like it's at a all-time high. The likes, the views, everything and everyone involved in the show. Honestly, I've been blown away the last couple of weeks, and gestures like that from Nubian, wow, I've never seen anything like it, mate. Honestly, I didn't think I'd get the channel to a point where we're getting donations like that, but it's here, you've done it, and I just want to say a massive thank you. It's unbelievable, and yeah, I can't believe it. I'm blown away by it. Like, I'm humble, and I just don't expect anything like that to ever happen. So I've just got to say massive thank you again. It seems weird that I just keep saying thank you, I know, but yeah, thank again. I don't know what to say. Honestly, I don't know what to say. It's just amazing that people actually think of doing things like that and donating. I appreciate it massively, mate. Let's get into the poll quickly to see where that's at. It's kind of gone by the by now, hasn't it, the poll? Like, good deal for United selling Willy Kambwala. 66% of you have said yes. 34% have said no. That, I feel, yeah, I mean, why no? Are you unhappy that he's gone? Get your comments in as well, guys. I'm going to end the poll there on that one. But, yeah, kind of a weird morning for United. Like, when have we ever had this amount of news coming through on a Saturday morning, by the way? It's crazy. Yeah, Kazzy's in the chat there as well, guys. She's not well today at all. So we're going to nip out and get her some new supplies now because she's not feeling well. So everyone give some love to Kaz in the chat as well. She's battling on, doing all of the stuff in the chat there and helping out with all the stuff behind the scenes. Poorly sick, battling on through. What have we sold Kambwala actually? Yes, we have, Sebastian. If you've just joined us right now, Willy Kambwala is officially leaving United. €10 million, he is gone. In other news, Christian Folk has just broke news in the last 15 minutes that Ivan Toney has notified Brentford he wants to move to Manchester United. Talks have opened with Ugarte again to come to Manchester United with PSG. And Jaden Sancho is still looking to be moved on by Manchester United no matter what happens regarding his integration back into Manchester United training in pre-season. The word is we are still looking to move Jaden Sancho on. And that is where we're up to. There is no update, Edwin, on Ericsson and Hannibal yet. Two other players there that could be sold as well this summer to fund what is actually going on. So, yeah, that is pretty much everything up to date, guys, and where we're at. So I'm just going to check on everything else that's going on with social media and all of the news coming out of the club right now. Notification central right now. Everybody is waking up to different stories. Ivan Toney wants to join United. His agent has already informed Brentford. Yep, I've seen a few other people. It doesn't get more real than someone like Christian Folk or someone like Romano coming out and then everyone else jumping onto the same story. But, yeah, just checking through absolutely everything else. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty much everything covered. I'll check through that. 6 a year and Kambwala out. Yeah, we're pretty much up to date with everything, guys. Everything that's happened this morning. Some that I knew about, some that were just dropped on us. I appreciate you all being along on the stream, guys. I'm going to wrap things up there. I think we need to regroup. I think we need to actually just have a look through everything that's going on. But a massive thank you to everyone being in the chat early doors on a Saturday. Appreciate you all. A massive epic stream again. Just under 1,000 people in the chat on a Saturday morning. That's mental, guys. Thank you. Obviously, I need to do a massive, massive shout out again to the big donator in the chat, Nubian. Thank you so much, donating 200 through the stream. Legend, mate. Absolutely love that. Never expected the channel to bring in that sort of contribution. It just goes to show how well the channel has been recepted and how it's moving forward fast. Like we're on the road to 50k, guys, and that is crazy to think about. Let's see if we can get to 50k before the start of the new season. That's the target, so please give the video a like. And let's get them subscribers in if you want to stay afoot of everything going on Manchester United. Again, guys, absolute legends. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us this morning. I will be back later on with more updates. Make sure you got your notifications turned on. You are subscribed fully in. Share the video as well. Let's get everyone involved. Get your comments in below as well, guys. Let me know about that barnstorming news. Talk to me about Kambwala. Talk to me about Toney. Get your comments in after the video has finished its live. Thank you, everybody. Legends, a lot of you. Have a great Saturday. God, what an epic one that morning's been.